Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for game week 21 and any transfers that I'm thinking of making as well. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what is your team looking like for game week 21, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, I'm not going to go over how I'm currently doing in game week 20 because nothing has changed since the Kneejerk Reaction video that I uploaded on Monday. I'm still on 48 points. I've still got like 5 or 6 players left. I've got 2 players tonight and then the rest of them tomorrow in the City-Tottenham game. But let's go over my team selection for game week 21 though. In goal, I am going with Kepa. I'm going with Kepa over Ward just simply because Brighton have looked really good at the moment. And I think they're going to score quite a few goals. I know they are away at Leicester, but Leicester just do not look decent at the moment at all. So I think Brighton are going to come out of that game like 2-0, 3-0 winners. Maybe Leicester will score a goal, but they've just not really got any huge players at the moment that are like fit. Like Maddison's out, Vardy's not what he used to be, Harvey Barnes is missing sitters. It's just not really going well for Leicester. So yeah, I think Brighton will come out of that game relatively easily. And I know that Kepa's not exactly got a good fixture like Liverpool away. Liverpool only just really beat Wolves last night in the Cup, and I know that Chelsea aren't great either, but that game could go either way. Like, I know it's at Anfield, but Anfield is not what it used to be this season, and I know that like I say, Chelsea aren't great either. It's just I don't know which way that game's going to go, so I'm okay playing Kepa. He had a really good game against Crystal Palace, and you know, I'm not expecting either of my goalkeepers to keep a clean sheet, so then I have to think about who's going to make more saves. Probably Kepa, to be fair. I know Leicester aren't great, but Liverpool should hopefully create quite a few chances. But either way, I guess the odds of Kepa keeping a clean sheet is a little bit higher, but I'm going with Kepa anyway, just because I need to reward him for that 10-point haul. Obviously this game week. I mean, it could blow back in my face, but I'm going to go with Kepa. The back line, we have Trippier, who's got Crystal Palace away, Cancelo, who's got Wolves at home, and then White, who's got United at home. So, yeah, this back line, I'm not expecting a lot of points from. I mean, I've got my 9 points from Trippier, which is just a guarantee because he loves 3 bonus and he'll keep a clean sheet. Cancelo and White, I mean, that United game, that is such a massive game for the season, because if Arsenal beat United, I think that I mean, it's already theirs to lose, but that just solidifies their chances of winning the Prem. Whereas if Man United beat Arsenal, then United get even more in the running. Obviously, it'll help City out, and it will just open it up again. So it is a massive game. I think Arsenal are quite happy that it is at their stadium. But either way, it is such a massive game. It honestly could go either way. I'm expecting Arsenal to win, which is why I'm benching Luke Shaw. Whether they win without conceding a goal, I'm not sure. It could be like a 0-0 game. It could be like a 1-0 game. It is one of those. Or it could just be like 3-2. It's just so hard to predict with because both teams are just in such good form at the moment. But I'm going to go Ben White because he's really punished me for benching him every single week. He got another 8 points this week, and of course I benched him. I think I benched him last week where he got some good points. So yeah, it's just been really annoying. I know that this week that I play him and I don't play Shaw, Shaw will get the clean sheet and White won't, but that's just how it goes. Cancelo at home to Wolves. I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow night if he starts against Spurs. But yeah, I really need him to start at home to Wolves because I'm not in a position really where I want to make a transfer this week. Simply because after this deadline, we should know a lot more about the doubles and the blanks and stuff like that. And I think going into that with 2 free transfers is going to be super beneficial. And to be fair, if I was going to transfer out Cancelo this week, I don't really know who I'd bring in for him. Like, I could bring in another City defender, but at the same time, all the City centre-backs are like back now. Like, John Stones is back in training, Diaz is back in training, I think Laporte's back, and then obviously you've got Ake and players like that, and it's just like, and Akanji obviously, so it's just who's going to play in that centre-back role, so it's just so hard to predict. So yeah, I think I will get rid of Cancelo for game week 22, but I just don't know who to bring in, so I think I need a little bit more information about who I'm going to get rid of. So that's the back line for game week 21. At this point in time, again, anything could happen, press conferences, injuries in the remaining games, but as of right now, that is who my back line is going to be. The midfield, we have Rashford, who's got Arsenal away, De Bruyne, who's got Wolves at home, Almiron, who's got Crystal Palace away, and then Martinelli, who's got United at home. So I've already spoken about Arsenal and Man United, but obviously I'm going to play both of those players because Martinelli and Rashford could easily both score in those games. Almiron away at Crystal Palace. Again, I'm not really worried about Almiron yet. I think I'm probably going to get rid of him. Like, Arsenal obviously are doubling in 23, so I'm going to be bringing in Ødegaard, and I think it's going to be for Almiron, but I'm probably just going to get rid of Almiron for Ødegaard around game week 23 because Arsenal, of course, double in game week 23, whereas Almiron's probably going to blank in game week 25. So I think that's a relatively easy swap for me. But of course, I need to get rid of Cancelo or something to make that happen, which I'm going to do. And again, I could easily upgrade like Andreas Pereira to Odegaard, but that doesn't really help me out in game week 25, where Almiron is probably still going to blank. But yeah, I'm not really worried about his numbers at the moment. Like, he has a considerably less shots in the box and stuff, and again, his minutes might be managed a little bit now that we've got other players returning. But you know, he's got some nice fixtures: Crystal Palace, West Ham and Bournemouth. And again, I don't mind keeping him for Palace and West Ham because those are two really nice fixtures. And yeah, I'd love to keep him for Bournemouth, but I'm going to want Odegaard for at least that game. But at the same time, Everton away I think is going to be a really good fixture for Arsenal, so I think I might just bring in Odegaard for game week 22 regardless. But again, we'll see what happens with doubles, we'll see what's announced and all of that. De Bruyne, a little bit of doubt over him at the moment. He wasn't pictured in training yesterday, which is a little bit worrying, but Pep has since come out and said that he should be fine for the Spurs game. Now, whether that means he starts or not, I don't know. I need him to start. I need him to haul, because he's like my last, not exactly differential player, but out of all the remaining players, he's the last player that like is in my team that's still to play, that a lot of people like don't have, as opposed to like Haaland, Rashford, Shaw, Kane, stuff like that. Like, he is the least owned player out of everybody else that's still yet to play. So I do need a big haul from him tomorrow night. I need him to play. And yeah, Spurs do not look good at the moment, so I think it could be a big game for De Bruyne and even Haaland as well. I know a lot of people are triple captain Haaland this week. So again, I think he could do some damage against Spurs. But yeah, that's the midfield. Again, I'm not expecting a lot of points in the midfield. I mean, if it's a 0-0, like Martinelli and Rashford obviously aren't going to return, I need Almiron to do something, because I think people are getting rid of him now. But yeah, either way, that is the midfield for game week 21. Up top, I've got Mitrovic at home to Spurs. I've got Kane away at Fulham, and then I've got Haaland at home to Wolves. I'm obviously still going to captain Haaland. I know that he's blanked 2 games in a row, and again, could potentially blank 3 if he doesn't score against Spurs. But Wolves, awful at the moment. It is at the Etihad, and I think that Haaland is just gonna, I think he's just gonna pop off again very, very soon. Very happy that obviously I've got Kane for Fulham before he plays City again. And then yeah, Mitrovic, he's just a really annoying player to have at the moment. I mean, they've got Spurs and then Chelsea, so not exactly the greatest fixtures coming up for Mitrovic, but again, he's still, I think he's still going to be on penalties, because he didn't exactly miss the penalty. It was just an absolute freak accident. So I don't think Marco Silva's going to take him off him. If he does, then his value shoots down, and I'm definitely getting rid of him. The only reason I've still got him is because he's on pens, and he has had pretty good numbers this season. So yeah, I'm okay with keeping him. Like I say, I don't think it's worth transferring him into Tony, just simply because, you know, Tony is also potentially going to blank in game week 25, and it's just going to be a headache down the line. And again, you've only got like, what is it, 5 or so transfers until game week 25. Which is obviously where the big blanks, not the big blanks, but where a lot of blanks are happening, where you're going to own a lot of players from those teams. So yeah, I don't think it makes sense bringing in Tony for him. And again, I might miss out on a couple of points, but again, there's also the idea that Tony gets suspended at any point in time because of this whole gambling thing. So either way, that is going to be my starting 11 for game week 21. The bench, obviously we have Ward, who's got Brighton at home, Arsenal away for sure, Spurs at home for Andreas, and then I've still got an injured Patterson that I just need him. Like, he's expected back on February the 18th, but game week 25 is, you know, it's a little bit, it's like a week after that. So, you know, whether he's going to be back for game week 25 and that blank, I'm not sure. But again, Villa at home, I think, is not even a great fixture anyway, because Villa look really good. So I think I'll be looking to get rid of Patterson for blank game week 25. The only reason I had him was simply because there was a chance they were going to double. And again, if they do double at some point, then I might keep him just on the off chance that he does make a return. But yeah, I don't know. It's not looking great for Patterson. I do need to sort him out real quick. But again, I need him. I need all the transfers I can get going into game week 22. Let's move on to transfers though. And like I said, I've already spoken about it a lot. I've got 0.4 in the bank. So I don't even think I could bring in Tony if I wanted to. But yeah, that's the kind of situation that I'm on. So again, not going to make a transfer this week, I don't think, unless I really, really need to. And then next week, I think I will be getting rid of Cancelo. Again, it all depends on the doubles, but next week I could easily get rid of Almiron for Odegaard. And again, it might be a little bit risky getting rid of Almiron, but at the same time, with his numbers dropping, it's not someone that I definitely need. And then I've got 6.5 mil in the bank to bring in a defender. Now, there's not really any defenders that I'm going to be bringing in for that price range. Like, I'm not going to go anywhere near Trent or Robertson, and I'm obviously selling Cancelo, and they are the big 3 premium defenders, so I can save quite a bit of money with this. I might even take a -4 for game week 22 and get rid of Patterson as well, and then maybe play like a 3-5-2 or something like that. We'll have to wait and see, or like a 4 4-2. I mean, yeah, 4-4-2. I mean, and not bench Mitrovic, because obviously he'll have Chelsea away, which obviously isn't the greatest fixture. Again, well, I mean, depending on what you think, because obviously they just beat them recently. But yeah, I could get rid of Cancelo for somebody, and then also get rid of Patton if I really wanted to. And again, take the -4. I'd have 10.5 mil to bring in 2 different defenders, so that's a healthy amount of money to bring in somebody. But again, I kind of want a little bit in the bank as well to potentially bring in March down the line for Andreas Pereira. So if I do that, like by the time I bring March in, it's probably going to be like 5.3, 5.4. So let's say I've got like 9.5 mil in the bank, which again is, you know, it's not a lot, but it's probably going to be like 10 mil, and that's like that's I mean, yeah, it's plenty. I can bring in like 2 4.5 defenders, or like a 5 and a 4.5 or something like that maybe. But yeah, I think we'll be in a pretty good position if the doubles are kind. Like I say, Arsenal are going to triple in 23. I mean, the fact that United are most likely going to double in 22 could be the time I play the triple captaincy as well, because if Rashford does double in 22 and they've got 2 really nice fixtures, I might triple captain him, which is risky, but at the same time, I think that he will score because, you know, his projected fixtures are really, really nice. And yeah, I just need to kind of sort out these 2 defenders here and bring in, again, I don't really want to bring in another United defender because they're going to blank in 25 most likely. You kind of need to stay away from Brentford, Brighton, United, Newcastle. I mean, I guess Southampton and Forest as well, until we know the kind of fixtures and stuff. But yeah, that's basically where we're at. So just hopefully going to get through game week 21 unscathed and hopefully have a decent score. I mean, I've literally had like 8 red arrows in the last 9 game weeks, so I'm just expecting a red arrow anyway, because it's just like, they've not been terrible red arrows, but they've just been very minimal red arrows every single week. But it's got me from like 50k to like 95k now, which is kind of crazy within like 9 weeks to only go down like 45,000 spaces. But they have been like a few thousand every single week, and it's just been a little bit annoying. I think I had a pretty decent green arrow when I got one, which is why I've only gone down 45,000 spots. But either way, that's going to be my game week 21 team selection and future transfers and stuff. Again, I'll make an updated team selection video probably like Friday or something after we've had all of the remaining games for game week 20, and see if anything's changed, or see if any like doubles get announced or anything like that, because that could easily change my idea as well. But yeah, for right now, that's everything. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's try and hit 50. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new. It's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.